Hello everyone, welcome back to more Total War Warhammer. I'm DisturbingPuppet. So this is my Bretonnian campaign. Actually, this is the very end of my Bretonnian campaign. The end came actually very quickly, and I will show you why. So kind of the state of the world at this point. Nothing has really changed. I still have all of Bretonnia. We have Astalia. I am now friendly with the border princes in Tylea. We're trading with them, getting some income. It's not really making up for other things because the Empire has pretty much swallowed all of the other human kingdoms, including Marienburg. And they were a big trading partner of mine. So, what else has happened? Chaos has come back. So, in the last one, I was fighting Chaos. So, let's look at that whole situation up here. I ended up having a couple armies that I had dispatched up north and had destroyed 3 Chaos armies kind of around this area, around um, sort of Middenheim, over near Hergig. I had done some stuff. We saved Weissman from being destroyed. And then when there was 1 Chaos army left, uh, the it got another announcement that Chaos was coming back. So it was like apparently we didn't destroy them fast enough, so the other armies are coming back. Destroyed the last army. I went ahead and pushed on with the armies I had. Destroyed a Wintertooth army up here. Pushed into Norden, which was a bad idea, and got pretty trashed in the process. Ended up pulling those armies back and completely rebuilding them. And by that time, Chaos had already come back down. On the map, the undead had actually reclaimed a huge amount of area all the way up into Kislev. So they had stuff. Is that Kislev right there? Yeah. So they had actually taken a whole bunch of this. And then what kind of happened when Chaos showed up again is they just ate all the undead. So now the undead are only really isolated down here in these few little spots because all the areas that they had advanced out to just got eaten by the undead, and then the Empire also did some damage. There are some armies wandering around, though. So when I had rebuilt my army, the other plan was to rebuild Lewin's army so we could do the final mission. So the final objectives for Bretonnia: attained 1,000 chivalry. We did that partially by getting rid of some negative traits people had picked up. So it gives me a whole bunch of bonuses having this high, and complete the final Errantry War battle. So the Errantry War kind of described the first, what I thought was the first battle in a series. So I kind of built my army and then jumped into it and then found out, oh, it's only one battle and the campaign's done. So this is actually right after I finished the battle before I hit end turn, and when I hit end turn, the game will end. So we've got a couple armies that I had sent up here to kind of help defend. We destroyed 1 Wintertooth army, including Throg himself. And so we've got a couple kind of beat up armies up here. A whole bunch of Chaos Rebel armies popped up all over the place, besieging Empire cities. There's some Norscan raiders came down to take advantage, and there were even vampire rebels kind of popped up different places. And the Empire wasn't doing anything about it. So I actually saved. Jeez. I went down and I saved Helmgart, uh, Eilhart, and I think I destroyed another vampire army around Grunberg before I sent those 2 armies north. They were not full stacks, though. I sent those 2 armies north. We fought some Chaos rebels around Middenheim, destroyed another one near Salzenmund. This army I dispatched kind of late. This was one of my defenders along the wall with the Wood Elves. We sent up here to kind of help deal with the Norse raiders who kept showing up, and we're then kind of link up with all 3 and maybe just kind of charge through the Wintertooth areas, because I was expecting this to go for a while. The reason I'm not making a move on Chaos itself is because, yeah, this is why. They've been stuck here for a long time. I'm assuming besieging Beckhofen, but these 5 armies, including and then 6, including the Warherds, have been parked here for quite a while, so it's too much for me to take on all at once unless I could maybe just get one into a fight. I tried to track down the Warherds. I even assassinated one of their members and did some damage to their units and things, but every time they would go out, I'd engage them or get close to them, they would just run back behind here. Same with some Norse armies that are down here. They would kind of wander around, and I think I did damage to one of them, and then they would just run back and hide behind the Chaos armies. You can kind of see the vampires are on the move a little bit down here. I'm not sure what they're actually trying to do, but they're not really fighting Chaos. The Dwarves have refused to join the fight against Chaos, although they just did start or engaged in the fight with the Warherds. You can see this is one of the other vampire army rebels that I didn't destroy is down here trashing Averheim, and other vampires are on the move. Wood Elves have still been a giant pain in the butt, and I fought wars with them. We tried to make a peace agreement with them. I had 3 armies stationed, one in Paravon, one in Quenelle, and then one down here in Carcassonne.
What do you seek?
Fey Enchantress has not moved. She's been here. Let's just cycle through. Let's not look at that yet. What am I looking for? Not Edelhard. I ended up having to make another army just because I needed to have some more reinforcements. Because even though we're at peace, we don't have a non-aggression pact and they refuse to sign one. Occasionally, they just send Orion out with a full stack and come look at Carcassonne, see that I still have an army here outside of it, so it's going to be hard to take, especially now that it's a pretty built-up territory. We've got a pretty good garrison there. So they come out,
Who
look at
calls
it,
me
go
hence?
back. And then a turn or two later, they come out, look at it, go back. So I was expecting them to just jump out and attack Quenelle, so that's why I built up an army really quick and threw it down here
Sorceress.
to sort of defend it. But they've just been harassing me constantly and not doing anything else. They haven't gone anywhere, they haven't fought anybody, they're not doing anything. They're just building armies and then just like checking on me to see if I still am keeping armies on the border. Nothing else really going on up here. It has pretty much just been building up Leoncoeur's army to prepare for that fight. Now, the Errantry War fight I had to actually go to. I couldn't teleport to, which is the first time I've had that happen, and I don't know if that's like a normal thing or what. So I ended up having to go down. So now we can go down. So this is me after the fight, the final Errantry War battle. So I had to kind of come down, land off the coast, and kind of wander in here. Thankfully, because of some upgrades through my tech tree, which we've almost finished, there's only like one thing I didn't pick up because it was kind of pointless and cost me money, and I'm hemorrhaging money at the moment. So we had built up 4 of the Royal Hippogriff Knights, 4 of the Royal Pegasus Knights. Still had my 4 Yeoman Archers in here, a couple Grail Guardians, a couple Knights of the Realm, and 3 Grail Knights, along with Louen Leoncoeur, or Louen Leoncoeur. So came down, and at first I thought this was just going to be one fight. The way it describes, you're just fighting Skarsnik, who has some artillery above you on a hill. Like, okay, I've got flyers, I can deal with that. And then so you fight Skarsnik, and I routed his entire army very quickly. Charging is great, doing a ton of damage. We've got some pretty big upgrades to charge. So we have all the chivalric code here for extra charge and that kind of stuff. We get less tired. We've got all kinds of cool stuff going on. Not anything too fantastic, but extra damage for cavalry, all that kind of stuff. Then what was it? It's the Savage Orcs showed up. I can't remember the leader's name. So that army shows up, and then I trash them. And then Azhag the Slaughterer shows up, and I'm like, okay, this is probably the final battle. This is getting kind of ridiculous. So Azhag shows up, managed to fight him off. My Pegasus Knights, actually, I just charged him while he was in the air with them, and he ran away almost immediately. It was fantastic. And then finally, Grimgor Ironhide shows up with his army, and like, okay, this is getting kind of dicey. Still managed to pull it out okay. So did that fight. This is me afterwards, up to rank 20. Pretty good stuff overall. I was surprised we didn't have more quests for different stuff, so we're just kind of running the Armor of Fortune, a Talisman of Protection, and a Holy Icon, along with the Sword of Corone. I thought we'd have some more unique stuff for him, but I don't know if it shows up later or what. But anyway, that was it. So we just did that fight. So that's it. I mean, we're done. I didn't even have to call on the Green Knight. So once we end turn, it's all over. So I just wanted to kind of share that with everybody to kind of see the end. And we'll look at the statistics really quick. So yeah, we can kind of see early on, just starting just as Corona up here was a little crazy. But yeah, not bad. Definitely kind of a decent campaign. 163 turns. I don't know how that compares. I'm a little slow about things sometimes. So 17 territories, or settlements, not bad. I feel like I could have gotten a little bit bigger, but I didn't really want to fight Marienburg or the Empire for it, so I just kind of hung tight. I didn't really want to destroy the Wood Elves either, because they made a nice border, but they were really a distraction and were really tying up to 3 of my armies at one point. Let's see, what else did we have? Diplomacy, not bad. I was pretty friendly with most people. I did have a lot of war declarations, but a lot of that was, chaos and warhounds and beastmen and that kind of crap. Income did pretty well. I had some problems at one point, but I managed to get pretty good income overall. Knights are pretty expensive, so expenditures a lot, basically. So not a whole lot of difference between like my total income and expenditures. We ended up having kind of 6 armies at one point, 5.5, kind of. What did we do? So 137 units recruited, 68 lost, 440 destroyed. Not too bad. Could have been better. I only did 9 battles personally. There's a lot of kind of smaller fights and things. But yeah, overall, a pretty good campaign. So that's the end of the Bretonnian campaign. I just wanted to do something about it. It actually came a little faster than I expected. I thought I was going to have to do like that mission and then there'd be more. So I'd have more time to kind of do some more videos on the Bretonnians. And I could continue the campaign, but I feel like that's a good place to stop. So what's next? Next, I'm not sure. There's the Beastmen campaign that's still on here. I haven't added the second game yet. I kind of want to do some stuff with this first. So minimum, I'm going to do the Beastman little mini campaign, and I'm thinking about playing a greenskin campaign, maybe a Skarsnik, to try to mess around with goblins. I feel like they might be less viable in the overall, like with both games combined together. So it might be better to do them just alone with this. So I'm thinking about that as a possible, but definitely I want to do the Beastman little mini campaign. We'll see how it goes. After that, then I think we'll go ahead and add in the other stuff for the second game, and then I'll play around with that. I know it changes the victory conditions quite a bit. Um, like instead of actually dealing with Archaon coming down, I think something else happens. You have to like go to Ulthuan or something and stop them from destroying the vortex, something like that. But I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, let's just kind of a look at the end of the Bretonnian campaign, Total War Warhammer. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. It was definitely kind of fun. Bretonnia was kind of nice because we're pretty far away from a lot of the immediate threat of chaos. But I feel like if I hadn't sent those armies out to sort of help out across the border and into sort of the Empire and the northern regions, I don't think they would have done very well against Chaos. I was hoping that the vampires would put up more of a fight, but instead the vampires and Empire are still fighting each other while Chaos is breathing down their neck. But whatever. All right, so it's been more Total War Warhammer. I've been Disturbing Puppet. Thanks for coming by. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Until then, have a good one.